You're fully up to date with Vectis Radio News. I'm Ian Mack.
Broadcasting from the Key Arts Centre in Newport, this is Vectis Radio.
Now, and I'm pleased to say that I've got a special guest to do the phone in today. If you just want to move up a little bit closer to the microphone there, Ian. This is Ian Dunsire. Is it Dunsire?
Got it in one.
Yeah, I got it in one. I look at it, I thought, is that Dunsire or Dunsire?
Dunsire.
Dunsire. Now, you are an English Democrat.
I am indeed.
And I don't know whether you au fait with the character English Pete on the Isle of Wight.
No, I'm not.
But hopefully he will introduce himself at some point during the course of the phone. And I've got a funny feeling. I've got a funny feeling he's going to like you. Now, you're an English Democrat. So just briefly, what is an English Democrat?
The English Democrat Party is standing for common sense, getting common sense back into politics, but most of all standing for fairness for the English voter. There are 55 million English voters, but we don't get a say. We're devolving power to Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland. No one's looking after the English. We don't have our own parliament. We don't have our own say. It's Scottish and Welsh politicians are voting on English laws, but we don't get a chance to vote on theirs. So it's trying to put English back on the map, basically. Labour's denied that England is a country anymore. Prescott's tried to turn us into 9 regions. And we think England should be England.
Yeah, I'm wholeheartedly. Do you know what? I've got a funny feeling that this might be quite a refreshing phone-in, actually, and quite a refreshing discussion. Give us a call, 527 444. If you're out there, English Pete, this is the one that you should be phoning. Give us a call, 527 444. So, English Democrats, there are going to be 120 of them nationally?
We're hoping that in England we'll get 120 MPs standing this time. That gives us the airtime that we need on national broadcasts, and so we're going for that magic 120 figure. We're nearly there. Of course, the election hasn't been announced yet, so we've still got a few weeks to get some candidates in.
Yeah, sure. So 120, that's not going to obviously give you any kind of majority at all.
I'm not dreaming of being the next PM just yet.
No. But, I mean, sure, most people would think, well, is there any point then? Because at the end of the day, nationally, if there's only going to be a handful of you get in, what's going to be the point?
Two things to say to that. Well, why would you vote for any of the main parties? All you're going to get is the same old, the political correctness, the bickering with each other. They're taking our country down the drain. I'll perhaps talk a bit more about that in a minute. But most of all, you're going to get, I think, a hung parliament this time. It seems to be all the polls are looking towards the fact that we could be a hung parliament. When you get hung parliaments, the fringe politicians, and I'm sure I would be described as a fringe politician, will have a lot more say in the running of the country. Everyone will be chasing our votes.
Okay.
In fact...
Hold it there. First call coming through. We'll come back to you. Okay. Hi, who's this?
Hello, mate. I was hoping English Pete would be the first one on.
Well, he's probably... Knowing Pete, he's probably sitting back and thinking and listening and then...
and wait.
Yeah.
Now, Ian.
Yeah.
Not you, the other one.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Hello.
Ian as well.
Who am I talking to?
This is Mark in France.
So
can you still vote? Sorry, Mark. Mark, can I just ask you a question before you start? Can you legally still vote?
I don't know. I don't think I can. I think if you're in the services and that, you can. But because I'm not resident in England anymore, so I'm not too sure on that. I did want to find out.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
You might know that. I don't know.
I don't know your exact status. Hello, Mark.
Hello,
so you're an expat. So I don't know. It's a question of whether you pay tax over here, I think. But I'd have to find that out for you. If you leave an email address later, or drop me an email on the Ian Deng's website or on my Facebook page, I'll try and find out for you.
All right, I'll get my Anik to look that up. I'm no good on that computer. Right, now look, you're an independent, yeah?
I'm representing the English Democrats Party. There's thousands of members now. We're the fastest growing party in the UK, and we're trying to get 120 MPs to stand in the next elections, Mark.
Right, so where do you stand on Europe?
On Europe, we would like...
out? Top man.
We would like to... We believe that nobody under the age of 55 in England has had the chance to vote on Europe. When we voted for Europe, we were voting for a European Free Trade Association, and that's what the English Democrats would like to see back in power again. We do not want to see rule from Brussels. We are fed up with the interference with our day-to-day lives, which is being caused by Europe, the Human Rights Act in particular, all the political correctness that spins off from that, driving us crazy, and that's one of the reasons I'm standing.
Right, that's one good answer. You got me vote so far. What about immigration?
Immigration, we think we are already the most densely populated country in Europe. We're bulging at the seams. Everybody who's got a right to live in England should stay in England. We're not after repatriation or anything like that. We are not the BNP, if that's your next question coming along.
No. I was going to say, are you the BNP with brains?
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to say.
No. I hope that we got the brains, but we're definitely not the EMP. We're totally inclusive. We even have some Asian candidates standing, English Asian candidates standing in London. Anybody who believes that some honest English values like tolerance and care for each other, we've got to get them back into our society, and we've got to tell the mainstream politicians enough is enough. That's why I'm saying.
On immigration, that's enough. We've got enough.
Immigration, we would like to see the Australian and Canadian points-based systems introduced, and we'd like to see them introduced right now. Even Labour tell you, and it's out of control.
I mean, that does make a lot of sense. And what about the euro? Don't go and spoil it and say you're thinking of joining that.
You must be joking. I've never been a fan of the euro, and if we want to come out of Europe, what on earth would we want to get in the euro for?
There you go. Well, it's all sounding good to me, I tell you, and I hope you do well.
Thanks very much, Mark.
I hope you get a few more than 120 in there. You never know.
You never know, but small, one step at a time. Let's get a representative from the island first, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you get on the island, then, as you said, look, right, England are stopping immigrants coming to England. They're stopping them at France, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Right. Now, on the Isle of Wight, Claire said they're going to build about 800 houses, wasn't it, Ian?
Yes, about 800 houses, yeah.
Right. They're going to get flooded with immigrants. Now, if the government are stopping this mob in France getting over, would you do that on the island? If you was the MP for the island, would you say, no, we ain't having them on the island?
The housing policy isn't just for immigrants, I don't think, Mark. I haven't heard the two linked as closely as you're just telling me. That's a new one on me. I hadn't realised they were so closely connected. It doesn't sound a very sensible policy to me, and if common sense is my judgment, I'd certainly want to say no more.
Right, that's it. Well, that's about done it for me. If I was over there, I think you'd be getting my vote.
All right.
Peter, English Pete, pick the bleeding phone up and have a word with him, man.
Thanks very much for your call, Mark.
All right, mate.